Hello, beautiful parents. How are you doing? It's been a long while, right? And I'm super excited to be with us again today. Thank you so much for those who supported during the conference. We had Imperial Parenting Conference 2024. And in case you missed it, it's still on my YouTube channel. Go and watch it. It was a very beautiful and educative conference. Trust me, you have so many things to learn from. And a lot happened after the conference. I turned 40 years old on earth. So it's been a new season, enjoying my life, enjoying myself, and having fun. For those that registered for the conference, there was a particular question whereby we asked that what are you struggling with as a parent at the moment? And going through the responses, I realized that we had lots of parents struggling with a strong-willed child. And that's why I'm having this video today. We want to talk about a strong-willed child. I have a strong-willed child myself. I have three princes and one of them is strong-willed. And trust me, he made me read some books that I didn't read with the author, the first two. So I know what it means to have a strong-willed child and strong-willed children. So what's a strong-willed child? A strong-willed child is a child that has a strong sense of independence. And it's not bad, right? Because we eventually want our children to grow up into adults that are independent and responsible. Underline those two words, independent and responsible. So a strong-willed child has a very high sense of independence and they always want to have their way. It's always so difficult when they are little to handle and they insist on having their way. So they're the children that are assertive, they're confident, they're determined, and they're very persistent. And that's why they wear us out with their requests or tantrums or their crying, right? So what can we do as parents? The first thing I want us to know is we should not label our children in any way. Don't label your strong-willed child, calling them names of being stubborn, being difficult, because people around you will call them names. Don't join them as a parent. Don't do that. Don't say your child is stubborn, your child is difficult, your child doesn't listen, your child is disobedient, your child is deviant. No, don't say that. That's the first thing I want to tell us. The second thing is this. Remember that I said it's not a bad thing to have a strong-willed child, but what is our role as parent? Our role as parent is actually to guide that child into the positive way, the positive side to being strong-willed. And we help them to see that there are other areas that they definitely will need help with because they don't want help and it makes them make mistakes unnecessarily, right? So we have to be calm with them. We have to let them know that I understand you. I see you. I understand you. So as strong-willed children, I always say they reveal themselves to us when they're babies. Those babies that cry a lot and insist on having their way. The babies that their diaper once is wet, they cry and cry so that we change it. They're already showing us that maybe I'm a strong-willed child. And how do you know if you have a strong-willed child in your home? A child that resists directions, a child that resists rules. They don't like rules. They don't like boundaries. They don't like limits. They want to just enjoy themselves and do what they want. A child that argues a lot. A child that tries to be the last person saying something. A good example is this. If you have a child that, let's say you have two children and the older one, you've told them to share a bottle of drink and you bring a cup and there's a bottle. Now that strong-willed child will always want to hold the bottle even if they're younger than the other person they're sharing it with. They will cry and cry because you pour it in a cup for them. And they will insist that I want to have the bottle, or they want to hold the nylon. You know, they want to always be in charge. That's how we know them. And it's not their fault. The first reason why we have strong-willed behaviors is their temperament. Our children just grew up and found themselves that way. The temperaments we have are inborn behavioral styles and tendencies that make us act a certain way. So it's not their fault. They just found themselves that way. And remember that there are advantages to it. So you need to start looking for the advantage of having a strong-willed child. So how can we help the strong-willed child? The first, what I'm going to say now is this. Sometimes, because these strong-willed children wear us out, because they're persistent, we unconsciously encourage the behaviors that keep them that way. And I'm going to give us examples. After you have said good night to your children for bedtime, you've hugged and done all the good night, that child keeps coming around. Mom, I want water. Dad, I want to hug you again. Don't fall for it. It's a positive reinforcement to want to hug, to give attention, to show care. But the strong-willed child is trying to say, this bedtime, I don't like it. So I'm going to try to sneak into your heart to allow me. So there are ways that parents unconsciously have been rewarding this behavior that we need to check and we need to stop. You've told your child, go to bed. Good night is good night. If the child comes back, you're going to be, you should change your tone and let your child know that I've said good night. It's time to go and sleep. You need to go and sleep and don't come back again, right? Sometimes when you have a strong-willed child, they want to continue to sleep with you, to sleep on the same bed with you as a parent. They don't want to sleep on their bed. They don't want to go to their rooms. The more you encourage them to, okay, just come and sleep, you are rewarding that behavior. And it's going to make them to show more strong-willed behavior. Another way is when we comfort children when they show tantrum. Your child has gone to a store and you have said no to that sweet, and your child starts crying, and you get the sweet and you give the child. Why are you giving the child that sweet? Your no means no. Remember, they don't like directions. They don't like instructions. They resist change. They resist correction. I remember one time when my prince that is strong-willed told me, Mom, I hate rules. I don't like rules. Why can't we just do what we want to do? And I said, don't worry, I understand. Yeah, you want to do what you want to do, but life is not like that. You have to learn to follow directions and follow the rules, right? So there are things that we do that makes us reward this behavior. So that's why I'm sharing with us today that parents, let us stop rewarding the behavior. Let's stop doing that. Also, even if you think, oh, let me beat this child, the child will feel they will beat me and they will give me attention. Ignore your child. So what can you do if you have a strong-willed child? And the first thing you want to do is that you want to see that your child has adequate rest. That's how you can help your strong-willed child to calm down and they're not becoming more strong-willed. Encourage them to have rest. They are very energetic and sometimes they don't even want to sit, but just say, I think you're tired. I think you need to lie down. I think you need to sit. Just let them know that they need to rest and see that they rest. They can lie down with a storybook. Let them see that they need to rest. Another thing is we should reduce screen time as much as possible. Don't let them have too much screen time. It doesn't help them because they need to learn to relate with other people. They need to learn to do other things, to be still and read a storybook, to have conversations with people around them. So let us reduce screen time for the child that is strong-willed. Let's try to reduce screen time with them, right? So remember that you should set boundaries. Set boundaries and let them know, don't cross here. And parents, when you set boundaries, follow through. Follow through. It's not by shouting, it's not by increasing your voice, it's by doing what you have said you would do. And once that child says that, oh, this woman is serious, oh, my dad is serious here, they would adjust. So there's nothing wrong with your strong-willed child. Stop labeling them. Don't allow people label them, but encourage them to direct their assertiveness, their confidence to areas that would help them in life. I trust you've learned something today and you want to share this video. Trust me, strong-willed children, talking about them and how to navigate is a master class. And I think we should have one. Thank you for watching. Share this video. I remain blessed in Oladimeji. Bye.